Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my gaming channel. Hi, hello. In this episode, you will already see that the words you're hearing on your computer are not matching up with the lips, and that's because, gosh darn it, I failed. And for whatever reason, Streamlabs, which I used to do these screen recordings of my gameplay, it said that the microphone was on. It said that everything was right, and it clearly wasn't. So I'm just gonna have to be more. I mean, this has happened how many times in the history of me doing this series now? I just am gonna have to do better. But so much actually happened in this episode, and it feels like it would be a loss for everybody if I didn't cover the events that happened. So please bear with me, and if this isn't your style of Sims video, I feel ya. I get it. I'm 100% on board with you. And just so you know what is going on here at the beginning of this episode, I was like, let me respond to comments that I get on like every single one of these Sims videos. So what I think I was just trying to do there is to show you that I cannot order headphones, because every time I talk about trying to get a girl and making Jocelyn listen to pop music, every single time people are like, well, why don't you get headphones and just have her listen to pop constantly while she's doing other things? And that came with the fitness stuff pack. At least that's what my Google is telling me, and I don't have that pack. I don't have that pack, so I can't do that. And then I think the other thing I'm talking about here is Patchy. Lots of people are always like, why haven't you tried Patchy? Why haven't you tried Patchy? Like as in Patchy as a baby daddy. But we actually did try Patchy at the very beginning of this series, and unfortunately the only way to get pregnant by Patchy is to like move Patchy in. And then people are like, well, Zach, it's not against the rules to move an object like Patchy into your home and it'll be fine. And I'm like, well, it's not really about the rules. I think at this point y'all know I kind of like follow whatever rules I feel comfortable with, and like my rules for this challenge might be a little bit different for other people, and the rules that they have. So for me, it's just like that takes up a spot. I'm not trying to add unnecessary people. I mean, we just got done having 5 live with us for much longer than was necessary, because I was trying to do something else. So I don't really want Patchy to take up a spot, even if it was just a matter of like moving him in to get pregnant and then moving him out. I don't know. I think what actually I would rather do is just like save him. Save him for the whole series, have him be there for the whole series, and then like maybe at the end have whoever our baby maker is at the time go ahead and get pregnant. I am drinking an iced coffee right now. So if that distracts you, I'm sorry. But there are lots of fun things that happen. I don't know. The beginning of this is, I feel like, a little bit of me just grinding. But there's at least one significant event that I feel like was just like so entertaining, and I was so happy to be able to like use it as a thumbnail and as a title to get people excited. And then, it just didn't happen. Oh, and here's me checking to see when the baby grows up, I think. But then I realized, like, oh my God, it's also Winterfest tomorrow. So, that's always an ordeal. I think this is our 3rd Winterfest in the series. I think we've lived through 3. And I only know that because 2 of the Father Time Winter Christmas guys have been baby daddies for us. And this is a mild spoiler alert, but there is a new Father Winter again this go around. So we'll probably try to get another in and another person to take care of our babies. I also very rarely like watch this all the way back through after I get done playing. Like one of the things I appreciate and enjoy about making content for this channel is that like I get to play, I have fun, I talk some shit while I'm playing, and then I do very little editing, like very little. Sometimes if like there may have been a couple times where like maybe Poe barked a whole lot, and so I knew that, and I went back in and edited that part out or something like that. But for the most part, like, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So this is kind of weird to watch it play back, because I'm like, oh my god, do people enjoy this part where I'm just like grinding and like getting things done and fulfilling their needs and having the build skills and things like that. But I don't know, I mean, y'all do, and I really appreciate that. I also just want to say, now that I'm saying it all again, when I actually recorded this, I felt like I was sounding a little complainy about the comments that I get a whole lot. But I do just want to say, like, even if it's a comment that I've gotten multiple times, like, I truly do appreciate the comments, especially on this channel. Like, y'all, it feels like I see so many of you regularly in the comments. And I just like enjoy getting to know you in that kind of way. It's a little bit different from my like main channel on YouTube, where like even though I do read the comments, like it's impossible. It's impossible to like respond to all the people, because I just get like hundreds and hundreds of them. But here on the Sims channel and also on Twitch, like I just feel like I get to know the people who watch me in a little bit of a different way. So please don't stop commenting. But also apologies in advance if I ever sound annoyed, if you're like, well, why don't you woohoo with Patchy? Because sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've answered this 1,200 times. But no, truly appreciate your engagement. I really, really, really do. So let me look at the screen again and see. Oh, I did a whole lot of, one of my favorite things to have Jocelyn do, just because I think she's at like handiness level 10, is just to have her go upgrade all the things, so that they don't break and shit like that. Because my thoughts are, eventually one day she's gonna be gone, and then some other sim is gonna have the handiness skill, and I don't know what I'll do then. So in the meantime, between time, we're just gonna make it so that everything is unbreakable for the most part. And here's where I move this extra room and I change it into the Christmas time room. So I still don't know what I should use this space for in general, because I think I'm gonna keep, I think at most we'll only ever have like 6 teens and or children at once. So I feel like I'm just gonna keep that room with all the bunk beds as like, y'all go in here and you're all gonna sleep. but we certainly could probably find something else to do with this little Christmas room I'm making. Maybe it's like a seasonal room, I don't know, maybe we'll switch it out with the seasons. So yeah, I just was getting ready for winter time. I don't know, I might have missed it. I need to like pay attention. Let me look and see. I don't want to spoil anything before it happens. I also don't know if I mentioned, but I did speed up the video playback, because it was like originally 40 or 50 minutes long, which I don't know that I really cut it back all that much, because I think it's only like, now the whole clip is like 30 minutes. But I was just like, am I gonna really be up for chatting this whole dang long time? I don't know. So I figured it won't hurt anything to speed up the actual video playback and just give you my thoughts. It was really frustrating when I found out that the microphone didn't work, though, because oh my god, I love the genealogy stuff. I just love the genealogy. I'm kind of mad though. Oh, this reminds me of another thing that people bring up all the time, which is that I can turn off aging for Sims outside of my household, but I don't really want to do that, just because to me that feels like outside of the spirit of the game. Like, I think it's a little unrealistic that every single child in my family is hurt by 2 dying, since like most of the ones that live in the household now have never interacted with 2. But I feel like it's like realistic that they all go and die, even though maybe it's not realistic that Jocelyn is still living, but whoever, whatever. That's just like, again, my own little rule. And I was saying something before that. Oh my god, this is why this voiceover thing isn't gonna work long term. Like, I have got to get the microphone thing sorted out, because wow, I really get off track real quick, don't I? I get off track real quick, don't I? But yeah, I am trying to figure out. I think I was just trying to get this kid to do a whole bunch of shit, get him all worked up and get his skills up because we want to age him up soon too. And I think I was like trying to catch him in the act of doing stuff he wasn't supposed to because Jocelyn, I started a new like, what do they call it here? Ambition, life goal, life dreams. I'm not sure, but I started a new one for her to be a super parent, and so she has to like discipline her kids or something like that. I think it's like essentially just a like parenthood tutorial, like using the parenthood pack, which I probably should have started with when it came to ambitions or whatever that you call them in this game for her, because honestly, I don't know that I've fully used like parenthood to its like highest purpose. I think I only actually got it because I wanted to get either Seasons or City Living. One of them, I wanted to get the pack, and in order to do that, I decided to just go for a bundle. And since I knew I was going to be doing this challenge, I was like, oh, it would make sense to have like the Parenthood pack. And I think the bundle I also got like the toddler stuff pack or something with too. I do plan on getting cottage living. I kind of want to start a whole separate series on my Sims channel with it, where I do maybe like a rags to riches kind of a thing. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. I've kind of thought about like doing the sort of situation like with my own sim. I did create a Sims family of me, Noel, and Judy once upon a time on a Twitch stream. It was before I had Poe, otherwise I would have made Poe too. So I thought about doing that with like our little family, but then I also thought like back in the day on my main channel I used to do like Sim or YouTubers as Sims. I did Amber Lynn, I had one with Chantal, I had one with the Slaytons, I had a Trisha Paytas one. And I think it might be fun to do a little bit of that too, and like try to embody them and make choices in the game based on them. I don't know. Maybe that's something I could do. Maybe I could return to Amber Lynn Rags to Riches, but like start all the way over. Start all the way over. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But I thought that might be... Oh, listen, Poe just knocked over this fan that I have, and it scared me while I'm sitting here just running my mouth. Yeah, oh my gosh, everything up to this point so far is not the exciting part that I didn't want people to miss. Everything up to this point has just been me grinding. But I think we might have just gotten a pop-up at some point that the youngest kid, I think 19. Yeah, I think this is where 19 grows up. Yep, aged up. And she's a fussy baby. And by she, I mean he, because y'all know I've got nothing but boys for like the past 1,200 children. And by 1,200, I mean 10. By 1,200, I most certainly mean 10. I most certainly mean like just 10 children. I wish we'd had 1,200. We'd be done with this challenge. We would have a whole 1,100 more than required. I also... No, that must have been the last episode where I went and changed the lot traits. I think I did that in the Thursday episode. Anyways, my whole plan for today... Was this what I was talking about earlier when I lost track of my thoughts? My whole plan for today was that I was going to use this as motivation to get started, and then the microphone not working was just like a whole additional damn thing. It was so frustrating, and I was like, why is this happening to me right now? Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Because I wanted to get like maybe some other videos and stuff done. I'm also just like a little bit burnt out on other YouTube stuff where it's like hard for me to feel creative. I know it's not necessarily what everybody wants, but I kind of am sometimes like, maybe I do just start adding some like vlogs and stuff. They certainly wouldn't, or they certainly don't perform as well as my other content, But I don't know. I also don't want to muddy up things. Like, should I just get a separate vlog channel and do that? I don't know. That feels like a lot too. I mean, a lot of you already follow me here and on my main channel. And while I love Peter Mon, it always feels like a lot to me that he has like 6, 7 channels. Like, woo, how do you follow him in all places? I don't know. I don't know. So, anyways, that was a whole tangent not related to The Sims at all. Today you're just getting Zach rambling. You get Zach rambling today. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, huh? And my goal, obviously, with the teenager is to get him to age up. I think his twin already aged up, and we moved him out in episode whatever, in the Thursday episode. So he should be not too far behind, quite honestly. I think he should be not too far behind. I will say, on actual Winterfest Day, I didn't realize I could send him to school because there was some other, in my opinion, less important holiday, and it wouldn't let me send him to school even though I wanted him to. So it seems like on some holidays you can and some holidays you can't. This also reminds me that a lot of people also always comment, Zach, you can get rid of the holidays. You don't have to do the holidays. And I'm like, I know, but it also just is like, at this point, I've been playing with them this long. It just like feels like it's a part of the challenge. And part of the challenge is just Zach sometimes being annoyed. Part of the challenge is just sometimes me being annoyed as hell with everything. Oh, there she is listening to Pop. I did try to make sure, somebody said that she needed to listen to Pop in like every trimester. So I did make sure that she, first trimester, second trimester, third. And now here's what I want to say. So it's Winterfest time. They need a grand meal cooked, but Jocelyn is exhausted. So I said, why not have the teenager do it? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Tell me. Oh, maybe this teenager starting the kitchen on fire? I have not had a fire in The Sims 4. Like, maybe ever, honestly. It used to happen all the time, and like, I remember in The Sims 3 and The Sims 2, I feel like fires happened literally all the time. And probably Sims 1 too, but that was so long ago that I played that. I was like literally a high schooler, and that's been almost like 20 years. Can you believe I'm that old? Can you believe? So I was just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But Jocelyn came and saved the day before these firefighters could do shit. She clearly already had the fire out before these other firefighters. But then I realized both of these firefighters are men. They can help produce children in the future. How about that? How about that? So so they're gonna do that. They're gonna provide babies for us in the future. They will provide babies. That was another thing I was trying to focus on, although maybe not successfully outside of this part and Father Winter. But I was trying to focus on Jocelyn also meeting people. This is her trying to give them Winterfest gifts, and by the time I decided on something, like, she didn't even get a chance to because they left. But they do show up in her relationship panel. But one thing I realized in the last, 2 times of getting her pregnant is we didn't have men just lined up and ready to go. Like, we really had, lost the, getting to know other men and getting their baby juice from them. So I'm happy to have them now in the whole little Rolodex of men she can call on to help produce children for her. So hopefully that works out. And also while I was just looking at all of her moodlets there, and it reminded me another thing that people are always like, did I say this already? The sad thing. Oh, I did already talk. See, oh my God, this is why I need to just, in the future, we just need to make sure this microphone works. Because I already talked about the aging of the relatives that don't live there. So that was the biggest thing that happened, was that little fire situation. After that, I said, listen, sir, you don't have to cook anymore. I'm going to make Jocelyn do it, even though she's exhausted. She's got 10 out of 10 cooking skills. She'll be just fine. Jocelyn can do it. She is stunning. She is the movement. She is the moment. She's everything. So Jocelyn is doing that. That was probably the biggest thing, but Winterfest also does still happen, so I figured we could show you that as well. Feels like a little important thing for you to see, especially since this new Father Winter is going to be, I mean, I assume is going to be a baby daddy at some point. I was like speculating, is the reason that the other two, I just assumed that it would be the same Father Winter every time, but did the other two not come back because she had babies with them? Because I did look, and neither of them, like, in her relationship panel, she is definitely still friends with both of them, and neither of them are dead, which she does have a lot of dead people in her relationship panel. She has outlived them all. She really, truly has. She's like fucking Cher and cockroaches. She's not gonna die. I really do wonder how long I can keep her going. Like, if I just get her pregnant immediately again every single time. I mean, eventually she's not going to be able to immediately get pregnant because there's not going to be room in the household. But I think as long as there is room, I might just keep getting her pregnant. Obviously, we need a girl heir still, so we'll also try to keep doing it until that happens. If that doesn't happen, honestly, I'm just going to edit them and cast. That is a thing you can do, like, one of the things The Sims tried to do to be inclusive to, like, different gender identities is make it so that, like, Sims who are a man can get pregnant. Because that is a thing. There are men who can get pregnant. So, ma'am, do you not see me filming this voiceover? You not see me recording this voiceover? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So if we have to do that, we'll do that. I don't have a problem with doing that, truly, but I'm just trying to stick it within the true nature of the game, of the challenge. Although, I don't know, you also clearly heard me already make all kinds of other exceptions. You've also heard me say, like, I'm not willing to make an exception. It doesn't have to make sense, okay? It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense at all. It just has to make sense to me, I think, is the thing. It just has to make sense to the Zachary Mike. So anyways, there's Patchy, just hanging out, just being a Patchy. And, oh, this really irritated me because Jocelyn dragged him all the way up there, but his movement's not good enough for him to go down the stairs yet. But I did find out that toddlers could nap in little chairs like that, and I thought that was so cute. I thought that was so precious. So that was cute. Eventually later, I do have somebody pick him up and bring him back downstairs. But then he gets stuck downstairs and he can't open presents with his family for Winterfest, and so then he gets in a pissy mood because he didn't have a good Winterfest, and I'm like, listen, you'll be over it in a day. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Rockabye. And I tried this teen, not good at being a parent, which, like, I guess maybe teens aren't supposed to be, but, like, he would not do any of the things I asked him to do in this moment. And then I'm really confused because I did have him give this. Oh, that makes sense. That bath was so quick. I remember being so mad because I thought that he had given that kid a bath. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then I went and looked, and the kids, like, you'll see in a little bit, the kids' hygiene is still, like, in the red. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing here? Like, what do you do here? Like, what do you do here successfully? Like, truly. So, I don't know. Literally, all of these male children, and I just need them to go. We had so. Did we have so many girls? I feel like altogether, we've had like 3, maybe 4 girls. Because there was 1, 2, 5. Oh no, you know what? So number 1, number 2, 5 was a girl. I think like 6 and maybe 7 or 8. I can't remember. They were twins. One of those was a girl too. So we maybe had 5 or 6 girls altogether out of like the 20 children we've had. It's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. But, oh, there he is. There he is. I think his name's Lionel. That's the new Father Winter. So I do make sure to have Jocelyn go meet him because the name of the game is get pregnant by this guy. The name of the game will be getting pregnant by him next. So that's the goal. I think I actually struggled. Like, so much happened that, like, not even all of the people in the house got to ask him for a gift, which was kind of annoying. And they were, like, canceling actions. The mechanics of this game to just cancel actions, it's not a big deal when you only have even just the 4 Sims that I have right now in this household, not a big deal. But for, like, when I have a full house of 8 Sims, it does get really annoying because I try to, like, queue everything up and have it all organized and in plan. And then when it doesn't work out the way that I asked it to work out, that shit's annoying. That shit gets real annoying. So whatever, it's fine, it's cool. It's not really, but for some reason, even though it's just the 4 of them, I kept, like, I think it's probably because I asked them all to go do it at the same time with Father Winter, and like none of it was working out the way I wanted it to. Like, none of it was working out. So it's fine. It's casual. It's not a big deal, really, truly. I think outside of one of the toddlers, they all had a good Winterfest anyways. So the spirit of the holiday for me is really just like, let's get another baby daddy from this. That's really the spirit of the holiday for me. So who cares about the gifts? Like, they have all the money in the world at this point. Like, they are a very rich family. They will be fine without the gifts. Like, if they really want something, I will buy it for them. But, oh, and here's where you'll be able to see that the youngest toddler can't even come up the stairs to partake in the presents. Oh, poor baby. Oh, you little poor baby. Oh, and he's angry. And he's, like, got the fussy trait or whatever, which is, I'm sure. And then what is she doing here? Oh, she's going to give him a bath because his brother didn't give him a good one. I don't know. The ending with Winterfest and everything was kind of chaotic, and there I found out that Father Winter had already left, and I'm like, well, that's annoying, but it was after midnight, so I guess it makes sense. Fine, whatever. And I think this is where I finally start to wind down and just say, like, okay, this is too much. Because I was gonna wait and see if the baby was born, because she is at this point in her 3rd trimester, so I think I was like, oh, maybe I just dragged this episode out. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't, since I wasn't even recording anyways. Like, recording my voice at least. But I was like, maybe I'll drag this out and see if the new baby or babies will be born. And then ultimately I was just like, no, like, this has already been a chaotic enough episode. Let's save it for Thursday. It'll be fine. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. So that's kind of essentially, I think, what happened in this episode. Honestly, I think it is. So anyways, please make sure to leave some comments down below if you enjoyed this video. I promise I'll try to avoid doing these voiceover things again in the future. But in the past, people have suggested I just do a voiceover, so I thought, let's try it, since I did film, okay? I figured, let's just try it. Also, make sure to subscribe. Look in the iCards above my head on the screen for a link to a playlist. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, follow me on all of my social media, and join me again here on Thursday. I love you all so much. Have a good day. Bye!